All right, y'all, we are back with another video, and here we go again with lying Kamala Harris. Y'all know the woman that raised all of that money, $1.5 billion raised in the 3 months that she was running for corrupt liar as well, Joe Biden. And how do you go $20 million in debt? Well, we'll explain to you how she did that. When she went to enriching, ain't it funny that she always say Donald Trump want to enrich his friends? He want to do this for the billionaires and the millionaires. And then Kamala Harris turns around and give money to millionaires. You see, it just don't make sense at all. She the same woman that was blaming Donald Trump, saying Donald Trump want to enrich all his rich friends and make sure they get paid more. And she turned around and gave an already billionaire, Oprah Winfrey, $2.5 million. And Oprah Winfrey is already a billionaire. She gave Megan Thee Stallion, another female rapper that's already rich, gave her $5 million to twerk on stage. She gave Lizzo, another singer, millions of dollars. She gave Al Sharpton $500,000. So it just don't make sense to me. Now, remember, like when the people from Hurricane Helene lost their houses, lost their loved ones, she told them that she can only give them $750 while giving Oprah Winfrey $2.5 million when she's already a billionaire. It just don't make sense. The American people seeing straight through Kamala Harris. She is a liar. She was running a fraud campaign along with her and Tampon Tim. So I want y'all to let me know, what do y'all think about that? How she always say Donald Trump want to enrich his friends, but yet she just did that, giving millionaires millions of dollars. Beyonce is a billionaire. She gave her $10 million to come speak for 3 minutes. Anybody would have did that. So like I said, let's go ahead and dive straight into this video right here by Benny. Said Kamala's campaign exposed as scam to defraud Democrats. $1 billion spent enriching celebrity friends. So make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comment section who all watched the video to the end. It really helps the channel out a lot. It helps the video so more people can see how crazy and delusional Kamala Harris really is. So let me know in the comment section that you did stay to the end. Without further ado, y'all, let's go ahead and dive straight into it so y'all can see exactly what I'm talking about.
Kamala's campaign paid Al Sharpton $500,000
That's crazy.
in donations before he interviewed her.
Wow.
Growing scandal plaguing MSNBC, Al Sharpton, who has been ricocheting around the halls of 30 Rock with his colleagues, calling it a bridge too far, Fox News Digital has learned. On Tuesday, MSNBC said that it was unaware that Vice President Kamala Harris had paid $500,000 to Sharpton's National Action Network nonprofit ahead of a friendly interview with the Democrat nominee. MSNBC was unaware of the donations made, the spokesperson said.
They ain't even know.
Harris sat down for the friendly interview on October 20th. Days before, according to FEC filings, her campaign made 2 donations of $250,000 to Sharpton's nonprofit. Well, it seems heinously unethical. But it's not just Al Sharpton. They paid Oprah $2.5 million. Oprah got $1 million. No, she got $2.5 million.
2.5.
Oprah's a billionaire. So the way that this works, the party of Democrat billionaires, they literally defrauded these little ladies.
Yep.
Okay, call them what you will. Have pity on them. Have Christian pity on them. Some little lady living in the suburb of Minneapolis, okay, been completely brainwashed. She's never gotten married. She lives with her cats. She has like $10. She donates it to Kamala Harris, and that $10 gets bundled into a massive tranche that goes directly into Oprah's pockets. Oprah's worth $3.5 billion, and the Kamala campaign defrauded poor little old white ladies to shove all the money into the pockets of Lizzo, which is what they did.
That's what they did.
They paid all of these celebrities, all of these rich influencers. They stole money from the brain dead, psyoped, brainwashed, broken, totally humiliated, depressed and denigrated, demoralized Democrat base. They stole that money And I guess there's what? I guess they talk about reallocation of resources, right?
Yep.
Redistribution of wealth. That's what they did. But it should have been redistribution of Oprah's billions of dollars. But they took the money from the little old poor lady and gave it to Oprah. It was redistribution in the opposite direction. Steal from the poor and give to the billionaires.
That's
what they
crazy.
did.
Kamala should be locked up. She should be in jail.
That's what they did. This fraud, the entire campaign was fraud.
She tried to pay for her presidency.
I can't believe it.
That's what she tried to do.
$2.5 million.
That's crazy.
For Oprah. How unethical is it to pay the people interviewing you in the first place? How huge of a scandal would it be if Donald Trump was paying me or Tucker? Like, I would say, what's going on there? If the Trump campaign paid Tucker Carlson or Joe Rogan millions of dollars, wouldn't that be a little strange? That would deflate my balloon. I'd be like, whoa, man, that's like seems kind of wrong almost.
Yeah.
Because it is.
It is.
This is how incestuous the human centipede system is here. The Kamala campaign in its entirety was a fraudulent campaign.
From the get-go.
And they lied about it. Here's Oprah lying to TMZ about this campaign. Lying about what she made in the campaign.
Hey Oprah, good morning. How are you, darling? You looking very good. How do you think the election went?
Not talking about the election. Thank you very much.
Oh, is it true that they paid you $1 million for the endorsement for Kamala?
Not true.
Not true, okay.
I was paid nothing, ever.
What do you think about all the celebrities with their mass exodus?
I'm not talking about
Do you think Prince Harry's gonna lose his visa now that Trump's president? Thank you, Oprah.
The entire campaign was fake.
See, that's what I'm talking about right there. The entire campaign, just like Benny said, was fake. And I can't get over this. I just said this at the beginning of the video, is how you going to run a campaign saying Donald Trump only want to take care of his rich friends, and yet all of your friends, which is Oprah, Usher, Beyonce, you pay all of these people millions of dollars. She's a straight hypocrite. Everything she was trying to blame on Donald Trump, she was actually doing herself. So it takes me back to what I said before about why you only offered the Helene victims $750, but you had enough money to give Oprah, a woman that's already a billionaire. You gave her $2.5 million. And here go Oprah lying on tape saying, I didn't get anything. It went to your company. So if it went to your company, you got some of that money too because you charged her for that whole entire setup. So if Al Sharpton and all of these people really supported Kamala Harris, why did they charge her for interviews? You know the reason why? Because Kamala Harris in the background telling them, please give me softball questions. Don't give me anything, any hard questions. Because remember, Joe Rogan already exposed that she only wanted to do an hour. He couldn't ask her about certain topics. So that right there, and Joe Rogan didn't fall for that crap. He said, no, you're going to come to my show. I'm not going to Houston. I'm not going nowhere where you at. And it really hurt her not going on that show. So if it would have came out that Donald Trump paid Joe Rogan and all of that, MSNBC, CNN, they will be covering it nonstop. They would not stop talking about it. If everything Kamala Harris just did, paying all these celebrities and went in debt, just imagine what MSNBC, CNN, ABC would have said if Donald Trump would have did all of this. If the Republicans was $20 million in debt because Donald Trump paid Joe Rogan, Tucker Carlson, Benny Johnson, paid all of these people money and it came out. That's all they would be talking about. But if y'all realize something, Kamala Harris is $20 million in debt. Kamala Harris should be arrested. She should be in jail. How's she gonna pay this money back? So I can't get a lot of these people that still supporting Kamala Harris. She lied to you. She took y'all hard-earned money and gave it to Oprah Winfrey. Come on. She literally took y'all donation money. Instead of trying to win, she gave it to Oprah. She gave it to people who is already millionaires and billionaires. Think about it. You getting Beyonce $10 million, Oprah $2.5 million. You gave Usher $1 million. You gave Megan Thee Stallion $5 million. You gave Al Sharpton $500,000. I think they gave Roland Martin $250,000. Just handing out money. Even the Call Your Daddy podcast, she paid $100,000 just for that setup. Like, look where all the money was going now. And we dodged a bullet. Because imagine if she can go in debt in her campaign. Imagine what she would have did to our country if she became president. Now we see the reason why her and Joe Biden failed because of stuff like this. This woman raised way more money than Donald Trump and still lost. It just don't make any sense at all. Man, that is crazy.
Election night, $10 million on election night. Kamala Harris paid $10 million for a star-studded event on election night.
Wow.
$10 million. Her campaign's $20 million in debt.
$20 million.
Vice President Kamala Harris' campaign reportedly went over budget on celebrity event eve of election. How are these celebrities getting paid by the campaign in the first place? How is this remotely ethical? Lady Gaga, Bon Jovi, Christina Aguilera. What, do they go to the graveyard and like dig her up? Who the hell knows who Christina Aguilera is? What is a Christina Aguilera? Katy Perry? James Taylor? They literally had to go to the graveyard for James Taylor.
Crazy. Paying all that money.
Who are these people even? Who are you? You're not even real. $1.5 billion. Trump spent like $300 million. And won every swing state, the Electoral College, and the popular vote. In a landslide.
Yep. That's why I said
it's the biggest fraud
crazy.
that's ever been perpetrated on the American people. It is utterly unethical. It's completely sick. Ladies and gentlemen, this is really interesting. This is really interesting commentary here. And then I can't wait. We have a surprise guest for you. Rich Barris. Rich Barris is popping on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, we have, okay. Check in with my producers. I know we have a short window for Rich. Okay, great. All right, Rich. Fantastic. This amazing clip where Mark Halpern's saying, Kamala Harris should have never run.
Nope.
Joe Biden called her, and Kamala Harris knew she couldn't win. They knew they couldn't win from the beginning.
And that's the reason why they tried to run on identity politics. They try to play like she's a black woman, and hopefully the black people will vote for her, and they thought a lot of us was stupid or something. This woman is Indian, but she tried to run off being black. She lied in her book. Candace Owens exposed all of that. That she was lying in her book, using other people's black grandma to try to say it was her grandma. She was a liar. Her book is a fraud. Her campaign was a fraud, and we all see it. Now Kamala Harris looked like she was in a hotel room the other day, drunk out of this world. Why didn't she talked about that she raised $1.5 billion, but why didn't she address the $20 million in debt? She didn't address that, and Tampon Tim Walsh didn't address it either. I see that she looked right over that, but you see CNN, MSNBC, they ain't talking about that, about she's $20 million in debt and how she's going to pay it back. They trying to look over that and just talk about Donald Trump all freaking day and talk about everybody he adds to his cabinet. That's the only thing CNN and MSNBC, that's why they fake news. They only want to talk about Donald Trump. They do not want to talk about Kamala Harris being $20 million in debt and how she's going to pay it back. So when she did that video, she didn't address any of that $20 million in debt. She didn't say anything about it. And nobody in the legacy media called it out.
They ran anyway to defraud Democrats and to fill the coffers of their billionaire friends.
Shouldn't have run. When Joe Biden called her and said, I'm not going to run, maybe, she should have said, you know what, I'm not going to run either, because I can evaluate my capacity to beat Donald Trump in 100 days, and I'm not the right person. There may not be someone better, but I know it's not me.
Why? Why should she have thought that?
Well, not because she's a woman, and not because she's not white, and not because she shouldn't be ambitious, because she should know herself as well as I do in terms of knowing her. And I don't know her all that well. I've known her a long time. She's not good at making difficult choices under pressure. That is the job description of president and presidential candidate.
Yep.
And she should have said, this is going to require a lot of very difficult decisions about how to talk about the Biden-Harris record. The biggest vulnerability Joe Biden had, besides his loss of acuity and his age, was our failed record. Anyone else isn't going to have to defend the Biden-Harris record. Maybe people.
This is a guy who freaking knows Kamala Harris.
Yep.
Saying she should never have run.
And there you go right there. So y'all let me know in the comment section what y'all think about this. But hey, whether she ran or not, Donald Trump won. That's the only thing I care about. She was a terrible candidate from the get-go. She was a liar. She was a fraud. She played identity politics along with her friends at CNN, MSNBC, ABC, legacy media. They all ran on identity politics. The View as well. It's kind of funny they always say that Donald Trump ran on identity politics, but CNN was the one saying everybody should vote for Kamala Harris because she's black. She's a woman of color. What? She's Indian. But they tried to run off that and it did not work. So I can care less if she ran, she didn't ran. At the end of the day, Donald Trump won. He's the 47th president, whether they like it or not. So like I said, thank you all for watching, especially the ones that made it to the end. Let me know in the comment section what you think about this, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.